very different.
Okay.
I think we are
Yep, we're live. Good to go.
very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chocolate's UCL Tech Times, a series of online one-to-one interviews where we discuss the ins and outs of choosing a career in technology. Well, given the current situation, many students, those of you who are watching us right now live on Facebook, maybe you may be looking for a career in technology. Or even you might be someone who is in the field of technology and is looking to make sure that your path in technology can get better. If you can explore more realms in this field, well, either way, whichever path you are on right now, these interviews will make sure you level up either way. That being said, I have to mention our amazing sponsor for this series, Universal College Lanka. Please direct your attention towards the screen for a short video clip from UCL.
What I'm about to tell you could change your entire life. This is a place where you meet the world. A place that will inspire, challenge, and shape you. We stand on a path to discovering some of the greatest adventures of your life. It's a place where you learn how to be the best and sit back in awe as the people you meet inspire you to spread your wings, to reach higher, go further, laugh louder, and launch yourself with the right start into an extraordinary future which will take you places. Start your journey to a world of possibilities at UCL. What
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our partner for this event, UCL Sri Lanka. Well, this series has helped so many individuals, and we have brought in so many guests for you within this series. Just like all the other guests, here today we have an exemplary guest joining here with us. She is a senior specialist in application management from the London Stock Exchange Group. Let me welcome Ms. Ishani Pathinayake. Hi, Ms. Ishani, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great as well. It's a pleasure to have you here on board on behalf of Chocolat and UCL as well. We are very much grateful. So thank you very much for being
Thank
here.
you for having
And I'd really like to definitely I'd really like to get started off with this interview by quickly asking you a very general question. I believe something that sort of defines the approach we'll be taking with this interview today.
me.
In general, Shishani, what do you think? What is your thought, or what are your range of thoughts, maybe in the technology industry right now that is there, and the skills that are pertaining in this industry? Do you think it's enough? Do you think the skills are changing? How do you perceive the technological industry in Sri Lanka and in the world right now? And in general, the skills that are there in it as well with people.
Yeah,
What are your
okay.
thoughts?
So yes, as you know, that the IT industry is like it's fast growing, so it's changing like rapidly, and you will not have the same technology like for even for like 6 months. You will not have the same technology. So you need to improve your skill set to be competitive with this industry and provide the maximum out of like maximum you can due to the industry. So if I talk about the skill set a little bit more, I think the currently also we there are certain skills that in like demanding skills, but the same thing will happen in future. So the same skill set will be in demand in future as well, but the intensity and the the depth of the organizations and the IT services are looking from individuals will increase. For an example, even nowadays, we like the, as per the skill sets, we have critical thinking, analytical skills, problem solving, and time management, especially active learning, certain things like that. It is even demanding nowadays as well. But in future, this will be the same. They are never going out of style, but the intensity and the depth that the organizations are looking from individual will be increasing. So yeah, do you want me to, if you have time, we can like go through the probably couple of skills and talk about them more. Is it good?
For sure, if possible, Miss. Along with the types of skills,
Mhm.
could you also tell us what skills would be in demand, say, in another 5, 6 years, in 2025? And at the same time, maybe you can also go into a little bit of depth as to how the London Stock Exchange in your corporate,
Yeah,
what are some of the skill development initiatives that you have undertaken as well as a corporate? If you
right.
can touch
Okay. Yeah.
that as well. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So I think in 2025 as well, which means in future as well, the skills that people like organization are looking from individual will be the exact same. Like the only thing is the intensity and the depth will increase day by day. So if you have the critical thinking skill now, the the organization which is like expecting the critical thinking skill depth from you in 2025, it will be more, like it will go high, but the skill set will be the same, like critical thinking, analytical skills, problem solving, like time management. Those things will, like as I said earlier, it will never go out of style. If you are like if you are building those skills within you, it will be beneficial for you even in 2025. Doesn't matter what time we are, that will be actually beneficial. So if I talk about little bit more about these skills, let's say for an example, critical thinking. So to improve the critical thinking, you need to be more self-aware, and you need to understand your mental process. So this is something going to be different from person to person. Like some people cannot handle multiple tasks at the same time. If there are like 5 tasks to be done in the same time, they cannot just evaluate which one I should do first. Like their mental process is not the same like the like same like the others. So it's going to be different from person to person. What you need to do is, first you need to understand what is your mental process, whether you are able to pick up these things, and whether you are able to prioritize the things when it is come to a situation when there are like 5 things happening at the same time, you whether you can differentiate these things. So to improve this one, what you can do is, you can ask questions as much as you can, and you need to evaluate the existing evidences you have rather than going with the gut feeling. You need to just think, okay, these are the evidences I have, this has happened in the past as well, okay, then this should be the approach that I should take. So if you are not clear about it, you need to ask questions as much as possible. And just remember, there is nothing called stupid question. This is another thing that I have seen. Like if there is a group of people, if I don't know about something, I might scared to ask the question, because I think, okay, am I the only person who doesn't know this? And everyone else knows this. So then they might think I'm stupid. So something like that. So there is nothing called stupid question. If you ask the question, either they might know. If they know, their mind will refresh only. So there is no harm. This is actually the component that we are highly encouraging at LSEC, to ask the question, not the right question, right level of questions. Like if you have something to clarify, you need to ask questions as much as possible. And we always encourage our colleagues to ask questions, and also we always be available for them to provide answers and make them like comfortable with that. So with that only, you will be able to improve your like evaluation skills of existing evidences that will drive you to the critical thinking. So that is one thing that I wanted to highlight. And let me quickly touch base on another very important skill, which is active learning. Okay, this has come to the picture. I think with the pandemic, it has come to the picture more. So you know that in the school or university, we had a teacher in front of us, physically in front of us, face-to-face learning. So that is something like we don't see it nowadays. Even schools or universities, everything online now. So if you think that okay, there is a situation, there is pandemic, so I will just force myself. I will not learn anything. I'll just force myself, and I will continue when everything goes out. If that doesn't work, because if you do like that, someone else will come and like kick you out of the competition actually. So you need to be you need to keep your stand, and you need to continuously learn. This has to be active learning rather than being a passive learning. So what does it mean? Like you need to, there are so many resources available online. It's just one click away. Even we go to a website and read through the documentation, it will give you something for your mind. Like let's say we pick up an tending technology and we go through the documentation in website, so it will give you something to your knowledge. So this is that you can, it doesn't cost anything. So it will just a matter of you are spending few minutes and some time to improve your knowledge. So this is another thing that I wanted to highlight. And as an organization in ESSEC, we actually have provided more resources to the colleagues, freely available resources as well. If you are not working, you can also go to the websites and get these details. So, learning platforms like Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, so these are available. So as an organization as well, ESSEC has provided these opportunity to colleagues to pick them up. So yeah, I think even you are not someone who's working at the moment, you can just go to the website, go to the internet, and just a matter of typing and entering, you can just get the information. Yeah.
That was very interesting, Ishani. I think what you mentioned was when a student fails to stop learning, that in itself fails the in future investment to the tasks that they do take forward.
Exactly.
And it's always, even if you are a student or a professional in this realm, it is your duty to always keep learning no matter what. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
highlighting that. Very important skill, I should say. I think every individual should know who is, whether you are thinking of entering into the technology field or whether you are already there. So thank you very much, Ishani. And then at the same time, we also have a small question from the audience. The few audience questions are coming in where one individual has asked us, what would be the best method to take your first step into your career in technology? Now, at the same time, while asking that question, Ishani, I'd like to also ask you, now, when people are entering into the field of technology, at the same time we have to, it's not just the entering in itself. Is it important to build a career and have a lot of experience, or to build a career with experience, or is it important to pursue instant methods of instant gratification like short-term goals? Because what is the, how important is it to build a career when you are entering into the field of technology? If we can address those, the two sides of that question, if I may. What do you think,
Yes.
Ishani?
Yeah, right. That's a good question actually. So yeah, when you like by the time you are starting your career, like let's say you are someone who just graduated from a university and you want to enter to the industry, and by the time you are like entering the industry, first thing you need to think is where where I want to be in 5 or 10 years, like where I want to be exactly. So that is your big picture. So think about it always. But when you are thinking about it, there may be opportunities that you are getting. You can just pay off quickly, like they will pay off quickly. But the career wise, it will not, it will not retain you. You need to always think about the big picture. That is your main goal, and you need to set up some milestones. So these milestones, it can be short term milestones, like short time milestones or long time milestones. So there should be something that you can achieve in 6 months or 1 year or 2 year. So you can just think, okay, right, I will get this job and I will get my first promotion in 1 year. So that is your short-term milestone. So you work to get the first promotion in within 1 year. So once you reach that, you can think about the next one. Like if you are like, if you are very clear about your big picture, you can set up all the milestones at the same time. But if you are not clear about it, you can set up short-term milestone, like you can achieve it and then you can think what I can do next. And also when you are entering into the industry, first thing you need to think is this what I am passionate about? This is a very good question. So you can't just the sake of doing an IT degree doesn't mean that you can you need to work in IT industry. There is nothing like that. Like you will be graduated from IT university and still you want to do not IT, probably teaching or something like that. So there could be scenarios like this. You need to first identify what you are passionate about, and then only you need to go into that and think about, okay, this is the place where I'm going to start, and this is where I want to be in 5 to 10 years. So this is the plan that I am getting, like I'm building, I'm laying out to go there. So you can just think about it rather than just like someone might think, okay, I'm done with the degree, now I want money, so I will go for a whatever the job that I'm getting to collect money, and then I might go to a IT related job, so which will that is my passion. But first I will go and collect some money from small jobs. Small in the sense, I'm not saying the not the intensity or something, but I will just go which is paying off me quickly, then I will go to my actual career. That will not work, because the reason is, whatever you do, you can go to your goal with experience only. So experiences is something that is gonna never expire. So if you expand yourself, expand your experience horizontally and vertically, then you will get to the goal, the big picture, the goal you want to be in 5 to 10 years. Otherwise it'll take more time, or else you might not get there because you do not have the experience in one career. This is another thing that I have seen. People has experiences, but different careers. They join to one company and they stay there probably for 5 to 6 months, and then they join to another company. But it's a not the company, the stream. It's a totally different stream. So you have experiences different stream that will be beneficial for you at some point in your life, but that's not going to be always the case. You need to build your experience throughout one career, then only it will be it will be really valuable. So yeah, the only thing I want to highlight here is the experiences will never expire, and also just remember there is no shortcut for success as well. So the milestones that you are setting up, probably you might take let's say for the first milestone you might take few months, but I might take few years, but that doesn't matter. Eventually we are not staying at the same place. We are just slowly walking to the milestone. So the speed doesn't matter. The only thing is, like, if it is like a football game, everyone are running, but some people only running into towards the goal. So you just can't run. Need to run towards the goal only. So the message I want to give is, you need to gather experiences and don't find shortcuts for success.
Thank you very much, Ishani. I believe a very delicate answer. And if I may simplify that as well, micro speed, macro patience. In the long term, think of patience. In the micro, in the everyday, think of speed. Think of learning something new. Just like Ishani said, don't ever stop pursuing, and your love for learning should never stop in this case. And thank you very much, Ishani, for mentioning all these very important factors. And at the same time, we also have certain questions that are coming in from the audience that ask us about more engineering information on the in software engineering degrees at the UCL. I'd like to remind the audience that you can contact UCL at all times, and they will make all your for
Apologies on our end. I think Sandro is having a bit of a connection difficulty. Please give us 2 minutes.
apologies for that, a small technical issue from my end. Uh, says inter I think I am back. Apologies once again for that small technical issue. While we do discuss about technology and the world is filled with technology itself, we do have issues with technology as well. Do this, but nevertheless, my question to you once again, repeated very shortly, would be with regards to the recruitment of these interns. And while you may or may not be providing skill development initiatives and training and development, also at the same time, Ishani, what do you think would be the best digital transformational tools that these individuals should be familiar with? Your thoughts on this?
Yes, yeah. So regarding the digital transformation tools, I'll pick up few things which is currently like in trending these days. So they can think about them and they can be more aware and they can, improve their knowledge on it. So it'll add more colors to their resume as well. So yeah, first thing I would like to touch upon is cloud computing. So I would say this is an emerging technology because the IT services are leaning towards this cloud computing for obvious reason. Actually, they have a lot of benefits, so it will be really beneficial. And like if you know about, if you are pretty comfortable or knowledgeable on cloud computing, so you can actually use some freely available resources to know about this, like learn about this. The I'll mention few things like Amazon Web Services, which is AWS. and Microsoft Azure. So these just go to these websites and just read out what they do. They do have a course content itself in the website, so you can read through it, and also you can just they are providing a few demos as well, so you can just get some hands-on experience as well there. So this is a very emerging technology that's going to be really helpful in future, the cloud computing. So yeah, we actually all like we are already there, like people like most organizations are trying to move their things into cloud computing. So if you have that ability, like if you have the knowledge in cloud computing, it will be a very very helpful for you to get a better job and you to even go up in the ladder as well. So that is one technology that I wanted to touch upon. And the other one, I would say, uh, this is a very interesting technology. This is called robotic process automation, which is also known as RPA. So this is a very trending technology. The reason is, so let's say you and I both know about Excel. This Excel, Microsoft Excel, is something that's really common, not only in IT industry, in finance or HR or whatever the services. This Excel is being highly used, but sometimes the process is very tedious, especially when the data volume is high. We cannot even open an Excel with double clicking on it. So your computer will just shut down. So things like that happens. So using this RPA, I'm just giving you an example to showcase you how important these technologies are. Using RPA, we can read an Excel, probably write into another Excel or send in an email. We can do things like that in few minutes, which a human will take more than an hour to do. Like it is very like highly used for the automations. For the automations, this RPA is highly used. And if you are someone who really interested in programming, so when we talk about the IT language, IT services, the programming is a very common topic within the university students. If you are into programming, I would recommend you to learn about Python language. The reason is this is widely this language, programming language, Python is a widely used language. So I would say that you can go and learn about it as well. So if you want to learn about these things, I will just say what are the platforms that you have to learn about this as well. So me just saying about these are the technologies and not giving you a platform to learn it, it is not that fair. So you can use a learning platform called Udemy, which is you might have to some courses are free, but for some courses you can spend a little bit money. But I'm not talking about the like $100, not like that. So just couple of probably I think it's like $10. Yeah, $10 to $15. You can spend like $10 to $15 and purchase a course and learn about these things. And so yeah, so these three technologies I would say which will be like very trending as a digital transformation tools. If you know about it, it will be it's easy for you to climb up the ladder.
For sure. Thank you very much, Ishani. I believe those tools will be of great use for all the tech students who are watching us live on Facebook, and even for anyone who's watching the recorded version as well. These are the tools that will make sure that your path, if you are watching this live on Facebook right now, that your path to success in the realm of technology can become better. Talking about your success in the realm of technology, I also have to remind you once again our title sponsor for this event and this whole series, UCL Sri Lanka. Now, let's all direct our attention towards the screen for a short video from Universal College Lanka.
Hi, I'm not the student St. Thomas College. Here at UCL. I found out about UCL after going through the internet, looking for universities that I could apply for with my current O-level results. And I found that the amount of lecturer support we get really sealed the deal for me, and therefore I decided UCL it is. The main reason I decided to go for a foundation course over finishing my A-levels is because I believed that it would be an opportunity for me to kickstart my higher education and obtain my degree all before the age of 21. I now wish to invite anyone who wants to kickstart their higher education by either joining the
Thank you very much. That was our title sponsor for this event, UCL Sri Lanka. Now, while talking about UCL, we also have to mention to you a few things with regards to the entering. While we did talk about the entering into the technology, the field of technology in itself, but now we have a question coming in from the audience saying that there is a student. He says, he or she says, I'm a student about to finish my A levels. And this individual is asking, Ishani, would tech companies require degrees in software engineering to pursue a career in technology? What is your answer to that? In short, maybe, Ishani, what do you think would be the
Can you
answer for this individual? Yes, of course, apologies. I am a student about to finish my A-levels. Would tech companies require degrees in software engineering to pursue a career in technology?
Okay, right. That's a good question, actually. So this is something going to be different from company to company. Some of the companies, okay, this is another point that actually I would like to highlight. It's good that she or he brought that up. So you might have a degree, you can have like, you might have a degree or you might not have a degree. That is very different from company to company. What is their minimal requirement is for a IT degree, IT career, like for a IT job. Also, that is, that is based on the role that you are trying to get in as well. If you do not have an IT degree, probably you can start as an intern. Like you have just done the A level, you can you can apply for companies, and as an intern, the intern courses are most likely to be in like 6 months. So you can just go and see what is this about, like whether you actually want to get into this or whether you want to try something else. This is a good opportunity. So there are few companies which are providing the internships even after A level as well. But I'm not going to say that it's all, because some of the companies, they require like their minimal requirement is a bachelor's degree from in IT, whatever, in probably software engineering or just IT. So that some of the companies, their minimal requirement is a bachelor's degree. So I'm not saying that all the companies, but there are a few that you can try out. You can join and see as an intern whether this is something that whether I can work on. Also, another point, there are another, like, not the IT degree, but we have diplomas and certifications as well. I am pretty sure that UCL also has these diplomas and certifications as well. You can try them out and see, like, it's not a 4-year something like it's that long. It will be very probably one year. So you can try out these diplomas or certifications and see whether it is you're fit for them. So yeah, it's not always, I'm personally, I would recommend you to, if you are someone who just finished A level and if you are thinking whether I need to do a degree or not, I would recommend you to get into an internship and see whether it fit for you. If that is fit for you, if you do a degree, it will be, again, it will be help you to uh, go to your goal. So it's a
Let
like
me
it's
interrupt
better.
you. for a moment there, Ishani. Now, you were talking about, while we do talk about the degrees, you mentioned certifications and internships. Now, with these internships and certifications, I believe something important that these individuals gain is how sharp their intellectual skills are, the individual technological skills are,
Yeah,
I would say.
exactly.
So at the same time, so it may be a person or an individual who might not be very interested in a degree or a certification. In that case, Ishani, what do you think are some of the resources that are available for those individuals to sharpen their skills in technology? An option, maybe, rather, to
Okay.
broaden your answer. Yes.
Yes, okay. So again, this always goes into the learning platform that I am always talking about, which is, um, Udemy. So this is, if you go to Udemy, you will see whatever the technology you name they have it. So if it's just the matter of registering to the course and go through the course, you can improve your skill set. So even though you are not joining into the company, even though you are not interested doing it diploma, or you are not interested doing a certification, you can do this online. You can just, from your mobile itself, you can just go through the course and you can just listen what they are saying and you can practice that. So you by yourself you can improve your skills. So I would recommend, I highly recommend, because this is one of the platforms that I am also using very frequently whenever, because see, I did my degree in 2016. Yeah, back in 4 years I did my degree. So now the technology is very different, the industry is very different from the let's say, for an example, cloud computing. I didn't even have a subject like that. So but to be in the industry, I need to learn about this technology. So this Udemy is a very, a self-learning platform which I am very frequently using, because I can just go there, register a course, just go to the course and read the views and read some, read some reviews and comments, what they have, and they have, stars as well, rating. You can just see and find a course which is in 4 or 5. So there is a rating scale up to 5. So you can just find something 4 or 5. I'm not saying that 3 is bad, but sometimes, it's better to find the something under 4 or 5, and just register the course and just go through the technical stuffs. There are teachers who's providing the information and the lectures. You can just listen to that. You can do it by yourself and you can get familiar with it. So to answer your question, that is a very good platform. If you are not interested in a diploma or a internship or a certification, like if you are not up for that, but still you like to sharp your skills, this is a very good platform.
Thank you very much, Ishan. I believe quite an in-depth answer to that. And I believe that is a question that not only one individual, but many individuals who are just out of advanced levels or even just out of ordinary levels might be having. So a
Yeah.
very good answer in depth. Thank you very much, Ishani. That being said, my next question would be regarding the next step after the degrees, after the certifications, the job market in itself. Now, in your perspective, Ishani, what do you think is the long-term impact and the short-term impact for it, for that fact as well, with regards to COVID-19 has had in the tech industry? Because we see COVID-19 has affected all parts of the world, be it even the tiniest corners of the world, with global warming, environment change, even the very environment I'm sitting in is affected by COVID-19, including the technological industry as well. So with regard to the job market, what are the short-term and long-term impacts that we will see and we are seeing right now? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Okay. So if let's talk about short-term impact first. I'm not sure whether everyone will be agree with me on this, but I would say it was not heavily impacted to the IT industry, but the way we work has changed definitely. Not heavily impacted means I know that there are certain companies which had to cut off employees as well. But not related to, not most of them are not related to IT industry. The reason is we can work from home, like as the IT industry, like as the people who are working in IT industry, there is opportunity for us to work from home, work online. But some people cannot do that. Like for an example, if you take a doctor, he can't work from home. He has to go to a hospital and physically be available there. But for us, it doesn't matter where are we. We can just log into the system and do the work as long as we have a clear internet or and the electricity. Okay, so definitely, I think before pandemic, most of us didn't even know that work from home is an option. Okay, and we didn't even know that there is an option like that, but it was there in some of the countries, but not in Sri Lanka. So what I would like to say is, in short term, the it's not like heavily impacted, but the way we work has definitely changed, and with that, the resilience has come to the picture. The resilience is a very important, it has become a very important since we are working from home. Also, another thing is communication. Like previously, when we were in the office, we could communicate with our friends and the team members, like they are just next to us. It's very easy to communicate. But now the communication has become very important because we cannot see them, like we cannot see them physically. So we need to have a platform, like there are different platforms in the companies to make sure that the people are, I might not know if you and I are in the same company and same team. I might not know if you came to work or not because I cannot see you. Like there are platforms developed by the companies itself to make sure that the connection is between these like individuals, like the team members are there. And also with that, the well-being has become a very important factor. Like uh, when you are working from home, you probably in the office, you probably worked only 9 hours. But when you are working from home, you might go beyond 10 to 12 hours as well. So with that, the reason is you are comfortable. You are at your home, so you don't need to travel. You don't like there is no traffic. Like you just staying in your places. You can utilize that time as well to work. So with that, your well-being has to be very important because you need to take care of yourself. You don't know that you are draining out if you are not taking enough nutrition and enough rest, enough sleep. If you are not getting them, you will be draining out. So this is the impact actually it has in the short term for the industry and for the jobs. But due to this pandemic, the resilience, transparency, communication, these things has come to the picture, and like it has become more important and powerful than how it was previously. If I talk about the long term, I would say looking at the trends that we are in and looking at the improvement of these automations, I would say jobs will be there, but the depth and the specialization will be different due to the automation. So this is why if you are someone who's like who has more knowledge in automation languages or tools, this is why you will be really really asset to a company, because people like the organizations are looking forward to automate many things as they can, but the jobs will be there for people, but the depth and the specialization will be very different because of this automation. Yeah, that will be the impact, I would say.
Thank you very much, Ishani. I think that was a very in-depth answer. And in your answer, you did mention a few things about how the change in lifestyle with the work from home, actually work from anywhere at all,
Mhm. Yeah,
life that we are all living right now, that has evolved. I believe I am a prime example of this. I'm at One God Face right here, but doing a webinar connected to all of you and on Facebook Live as well. But I think that is a prime example of how technology has affected our lives in general.
yeah.
But see, nevertheless, with regards to that the usual 9 to 5 perspective that we have on the white collar job. You go at work at 9 and you're up, done at 5, and then you go into something that you love to do, you relax after 5. Now, this mindset that individuals have, like after work is done. And how do you think this mindset is valid any longer, Nishani, with regards to, because with regards to the current youth and any individual in this field? Because we see time management, self-development,
Mm.
and as important variables and advice, I would say, that you need to inculcate in order to shift your mindset to go an extra mile in the tech industry. Because knowing your technical skills and doing your job in itself is not important. It's not enough to
Enough.
go
Yeah.
forward on an important journey in your career. So, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, how important is managing yourself as opposed to
Yes.
managing all these system and technology in itself?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, interesting question actually. So when we talk about the time management, I think the main thing that we need to manage is our work. Like we need to prioritize our work, because time is something, it is out of our control. It's just going. We cannot hold it. But what we can do is we can prioritize our work that we are doing within the given time frame. If you take like 9 to 5, if I have around like 5 tasks, I should be able to prioritize, okay, which one has the most impact. It's like you need to see whether it's urgent and whether it's important. There could be tasks is urgent but not important, but there could be tasks urgent and important as well. So in if you are like prioritizing, you need to prioritize that one first, urgent and important. There could be tasks not urgent but important. These are the tasks you can just keep aside for a moment until you do deal with urgent and important tasks. Okay? This is something that you can do if you are working, like when you are working 9 to 5 or whatever the time frame, I don't mind, whatever the time frame you are working, you need to prioritize your work. Otherwise you will not be able to even complete few tasks, like couple of tasks within 9 to 5, if you are not like prioritizing it a banner, like what is the impact it is making. You need to check that, like what if I don't do this task this time, what would be the impact? If I do this time, what would be the impact? You need to evaluate that and then only take the decision. This is why actually critical thinking also coming into the picture. Like you need to be aware of yourself and the mental process and the urgency of these tasks. Everything comes into the you can see now that all the skill sets are getting into the same location now. So when we think about the time management, you might have heard this term called smart goals, setting up smart goals. Smart means like SMART, in the sense specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. These five, this is very important. Smart goals, it's a great way that you can structure, like you can add some structure to your personal time management strategy. And it ensures that you are like going to attain goals you set because they are well calculated and thought out. Let's say for an example, like if you want to get better at time management, there are some questions that you can ask from, like based on your to-do list. Let's say you have 5 tasks. You can ask these 5 questions for each and every task and see which one you need to prioritize. I would go with the SMART itself, like SMART. Smart, specific. Specific is, what do I want to accomplish? That has to be very specific. Okay, when you take one task, what do I want to accomplish? That should be specific. And measurable. So how will I know that I have accomplished it? There should be a measure that yes, okay, now I have achieved this. There should be a measure that you can achieve it. Right? The third one is achievable. It is like, how realistic is this goal? And uh, with my current workload and resources, how realistic is this goal for me to achieve? You need to think through that as well. Like, for an example, you have been given a task, but you have not given resources that you require. Like someone says you to write an essay, but they are not giving you a piece of paper and pen. So something like that. So you need to think what are the resources, whether you have the enough resources with you. And the fourth one is realistic. Like, does this align with our priorities? So you might have other priorities as well. This needs to be aligned with that as well. Like this cannot go out of the priorities. So you need to see whether it is aligning your priorities as well. And lastly, time. So time is, what is the due date? So you need to ask these 5 questions. You need to set up these SMART goals and ask these 5 questions upon your every to-do list. You can take your to-do list. If you have 5 tasks, just ask this question and write down. If when you are practicing this, you may have to write it down as well. Just write down the answers, and based on that, you can just see, okay, this is the task that I need to prioritize. This is the thing that I'm going to do today. Probably next thing I will do tomorrow. So you can just manage your time in that sense as well. So yeah, I think I suggest everyone who's looking at this, if you are struggling with time management, just try to put these SMART goals and see how it goes. I'm sure that it will make a huge difference.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Ishani. You said specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and also time bound. And make sure that your goals, even in personal life or in professional life, fit to SMART goals, and make
Yeah.
sure that that in itself brings you success. Because when you look at yourself like the technology that you organize or manage, or in general, wherever it is that you work, if you work in a company, you think of yourself as the company and manage yourself first, and your life will find so much more meaning and pleasure in management in itself. A beautiful message there, Ishani. Thank you very much. And that brings me to one of the final question that I have for this interview, actually. How important, we spoke about a lot of skills, Ishan, with regards to technology in depth. I believe a question that I need to ask finally is, how important is our soft skills in itself for being a focal point to be with the customer rather than only being at the back end with the technology in itself? Because we see this trend evolving. Back then, when you said a developer, or when you said somebody in the tech field, it generally meant somebody with spectacles sitting behind a laptop and working, not even a laptop, a PC, and working. But now the trend has changed. It's a tech person would probably have more soft skills than somebody working at McDonald's. And that is how beautiful this field has become. So how important are soft skills, and what is your advice for anyone in the field of technology to go forward, especially with COVID-19?
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
thoughts?
Yes. I think that's a $1 million question actually. So the everyone thinks, as you said, the if it is IT industry, you think like the person who's working behind a PC with their spectacles, like a, in the usual word that we say, nerds. So we think like people like that only in the IT industry. But this soft skills is, very it's a very important for a technical resource to have. The reason is, soft skills are the attributes that enable you to engage with the customers, like engage and have a meaningful relationship with the customers. So these the for an example, very common soft skill that is actually a needed soft skill is communication. How you communicate with the customers. Like, it will be actually worthless how much hard work that you do behind the PC, like in the back end, if you cannot communicate at least what are the features that you are developing for the customer, what is the benefit the customer is going to have using your product or using your service. You should be able to communicate this as well to the customer, rather than just like doing the work only. It will not be sufficient. like not only that, so this is the success part. So we can go to we should be able to go to the customer and should be able to communicate, okay, this is my product, these are the benefits, so these are the advantages you have if you do, like if you use our product rather than using someone else's. So you can just tell like that. But not only that, think about, you could not achieve the deadline, achieve the due date the customer was given. You should be able to go and talk to customer, like communicate it to the customer before they get frustrated. It's pointless that you go and tell them, okay, sorry, I couldn't do it, and so to due date is today around 3 p.m. I'm going and saying around like 2 p.m. okay, sorry, I couldn't do it, I cannot provide it by 3 p.m. That's not the way. You need to communicate them to them at least, few days back. Okay, you need to think through your process and see whether, okay, this is something that I cannot achieve, so I need to communicate this to the customer so they are aware. If they are aware of it, then the probably the frustration they have may be less than what they, when they get to know at the last point that this is something which cannot be delivered. Yeah, it's not only the communication. I just took the communication because it's a very needed soft skill that we want, like in the IT industry. And as you said, during the pandemic itself, not only with the customers, like to communicate with the team members, that is also very important. Like if, let's say you are working in a system where you are getting so many requests and you get one request, you work on it, but you do not inform any of your team members. So they also will pick up the same one. They also will work on it because you do not have the communication between your team members itself. So it's not only with customer, it applies everywhere. And in LSEC, there are a few things that we highly appreciate and we highly expect from technical teams. Those soft skills are communication, attention to detail, and the ownership. So these three are very important. Like we really appreciate if when our colleagues are communicating properly, and the level of attention to detail we have when we work in the organization. So also to improve your soft skills, like you can again use, as I said earlier, I told that there is a platform called the self-learning platform called Udemy. You might have thought, okay, that is only for IT industry, but not like that. If you want to improve your soft skills, you can go through courses as well. But to improve the soft skills, going through courses is not sufficient. You need to apply it day to day. Doesn't matter whether you are working, or doesn't matter whether you are in a university, or whether you are still schooling. Just try to improve these skills within you: communication, attention to detail, self-development. These things are very useful and needed, and it will be like very beneficial for you to climb up this ladder and to have a good relationship, good professional relationships with the customers as well.
Thank you very much, Ishani, for that very much in-depth answer to the final question that we have had for you in this interview. Well, thank you very much. I believe you added so much of value, Ishani, with regards to the field of technology, how to enter into it, how to manage while you enter into it, and how, even if you are inside the field, how can you level up yourself and become an individual stature with your experience and the career as well. So thank you very much, Ishani, for joining with us. We at Chocolate are very grateful to have had you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much. That being said, it is my honor to once again present to you the guest who was with us. Thank you very much to the guest. That was Ishani Pathinayake, who is from the London Stock Exchange. She is a senior specialist in application management. Thank you very much, Ishani, for joining with us. And that brings an end to this amazing interview that we had today with regards to technology in itself. If you embed yourself with technology, it means embedding yourself with the entire world, because technology is connected to the entire world right now. Don't forget to, while you are sitting behind a laptop screen or a screen in general, please make sure to open your eyes to the world that is the best way forward in any field, especially in technology. This is Sandro Satyajit wrapping up another episode of Tech Times by Chocolat and UCL, our title sponsor, Universal College Lanka. Thank you very much to them as well, without whom this event would not have been a success without. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night.